There's something about line and wash or painting with a brush with black ink or black acrylic paint. I've got some black acrylic paint here, and I'm going to use that as an ink with a couple of brushes or a brush. This I did a couple of years ago maybe, and I really like it, and I'm going to try to do something very similar. It won't be an exact copy, but I think if there are paintings that you do that you'd like to do again, then do them again. They'll all end up different anyway. And what was that? It's my phone. So I'll just stick that up there, and I'll just bring you out, move the camera a little bit out of my way. Okay, so little rigger here, the number 1. It doesn't really matter, it's just a brush that'll make a mark, really. So Surrey Hills, snow in the Surrey Hills. Don't really get a lot of snow in Surrey. Sometimes we do, but we haven't for a couple of years. So I'll start by just making some marks on the paper. Let's just. I don't want too much water on that at the moment. I'm going to come up a hill. Just make some marks and just. I'm not copying. I'm only using my original as just as a aide-memoire. The brush is just going where it's going. Okay, we can put some trees behind that and some bushes. I need a bit of paper to just as a tester. So let's just put a bit there. Right, okay, then we'll just come up. Let's go quite high with this one. No reason why we shouldn't. None of my landscapes exist in reality, but if it reminds you of somewhere, then great. Just making my. I might use one of the pens that I bought from, I don't know, Curtis Water somewhere. And we'll come along here and we'll put in some tracks, some marks down here, something like that. And then we'll put in some trees, some ivy, and just some sketchy bushes. Try to make things different rather than being all the same. You think, you do something, you think, well, that looks good, and you do end up doing another one. I might use a mop for some of this. Oops. Got a bit mad with the old ink there. Right. To take a little bit of time with it. And I can fill in with a rigger after, well, not rigger, with a brush afterwards. Get some stuff behind there. Okay. Might need some more trees now. Let's do some of the other side while that dries. I should really have started on this side, then I'm working away from the wet ink. Don't make the trees too skinny. And some will have some leaves or some indication of leaves on them. Let's just get that one a bit bigger up here. So remember that branches cross and in front of each other, and some leaves or some ivy. Okay, I'll finish this off with the little 0.5 or 0.05 pen. And when you put the paint over this, it sort of blends in a bit. It reduces the contrast between the black and the white, and it's quite good. So just making things up and right, let's fill in some of this in, yeah. Right, I'll let it go for a minute, just clean the brush. And I'll use my pen when I find it. Pen. I don't believe it. Hold on. Is it somewhere? Because I used it yesterday to sign a picture. Hold on, excuse my body. Do I lose things? Well, I do have another one. Well, there it is. it's camouflage. Look, it's my desk has got a sort of a thin leather cover on the middle, and oh look, let's clean that blob. Right. To keep it pointing down, otherwise you won't flow. Okay. I'll do that with the ink grass. Alright, okay, so let's just put some stuff in there. If I leave that pen in there, I might not lose it. Right, back with the ink. Got to use your imagination a little bit so when you do these. Let's have another one. Different type of tree maybe. Some of these trees are like poplars. That's just what they are really. It's all come to a lovely shape. And we'll put in some evergreen in here as well, I think. I've got to remember the snow and the direction of the light. Okay, let's bring one of these trees down a little bit. Get this one here. Let's get this one starting here. Gone over that ink work. I'd probably put a bit of brush really. Okay, I think we're getting to where we've got almost enough stuff there to be going on with. Well, I think this is one that's going to be as different from the other one as can be. Okay, well I think we've got enough on there. I think, yeah, I'm going to put some figures here. I'm not going to put them in with ink, I don't think. Don't mind. I'm going to use some colour. I don't want to put some black dots right in the middle there, so let's pull that out of the way. Right, that's not clean, that brush. I'm wearing an apron because I get so many jobs of acrylic paint on my jeans that I'm unaware of, especially when the cloth I'm using to keep my brushes clean dangles in the lemon yellow and then dangles all over my jeans without me realising it. Right, okay, I'll remove that bit of ink and I'll dry it, so take your headphones off. So the light will come, maybe the light, I don't know. It was nice, the original one, the light was coming from here. But if we go that way, it will go across there and that will, ooh look, oh no. Oh well, it's there now, we'll have a cloud over it. Right, okay, I've got the hake. I'm going to wet the paper all over. Still not quite dry, so, but I've some paints on it. It will be okay. So we want quite a dark, there's plenty of light, but I'm going to put the light on first. Oh, I haven't got my palette. What happens when you do the shopping on a Friday morning, a big shop. Right, I've got some, these are student paints, student qualities, they're Cotsman 21mm tubes, and I've squeezed out some fresh paint yesterday afternoon when I finished. So I'm going to be a bit careful with that. So I've got lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey and burnt sienna. The paper's Fabriano as usual for my wetting wets, or these done with a hake anyway. So we'll put in a bit of crimson and a bit of the sienna. So let's get a nice splash of something here in the nice paper, nice clean paper. As Edward Weston used to say, the white paper was the best painting he ever did before he ruined it by putting paint on it. I'll just go all over this just to unify it a bit. Okay, now we'll use alizarin and ultramarine for my, well, a bit of light red I think. So the great thing about wetting wet skies is that you put it on and you never know what it's going to do. And in the middle we'll go a bit darker. So there's my sky, that's my sky. We'll let that sort of dry in a bit. So over that blot, or that's mark, they're still not dark enough. I want the light to shine or contrast the light against some darker. So I'm not sure if that's working. Right, I'll put in a bit of a background. and put a bit of sienna in. I took too much out of that. Right, some sienna. Bit of green, I think. So a bit of sienna, bit of ultra. Okay, that will do. Should have left a bit more light there, but I'm going to wait for that to dry now. Right, okay. I'm going to use, I've done what I'm going to do with the hake for a moment. I'm just going to reclip it. Paper's drying a bit. Okay, so I've got this high quality goat hair wash brushes, Pro Art Renaissance. So let's get some. I'll dry. When I've had a sneeze. I mean, I bought the brushes, so I should use them really. So, some nice colour behind the trees, blue. Just give a bit of depth to it by using the cool colour, and we can put in some warm colour. This is representing what's behind rather than what's in front. Like the blue colours recede and the warmer colours obviously come forward. Right, I'm going to put some strength on the top of those now, so a bit of a bluey grey. They want to be darker than the sky, so I'm mixing a bit of burnt sienna in with that. Try to don't go too symmetrical with all this, and we can burn it a little bit darker. The light's coming from there, so we'll put in this. Just okay. Well, I can put some warmer stuff in front of that. I'm going to put some ivy on there. Now we do the other side. Okay, the brush is fairly dry. And it hasn't split yet, and it usually does. Okay, that's a bit of background. I'm going to do something on there. I want a little bit darker on this side here. Okay, right now using this point, I haven't used this brush for a couple of weeks since I've done all those acrylics, so let's just put some Right, just a little bit harder with the blue there. Oh, a bit more. Right, that seems to be alright. Some ivy soap, bit of burnt sienna, bit of lemon yellow, and a lump of Payne's grey. That'll give us a nice dark green. Okay, that's a nice colour. So that's just burnt sienna, Payne's grey and lemon yellow. It's always tempting to use ready-made greens, but I've never really, apart from when I use acrylic, I don't find them that useful. It's better to make your colours from the ones that you've got. Get used to using them, in other words. Finding out what the 7 or 8 colours can do. Now, I just want to obliterate some of that. Put a shadow in there. Right, bit of sienna now. In there. Using just a bit of heavy sienna in there. Just warm that up a little bit. Same one here. Right, I've got some plenty of colour in there now. A little bit of heaviness needed on there. Oops. I dipped my pen, my brush in the burnt sienna because it's all wet and it hasn't dried yet. Right, and I can do some rigger work with the brush in there. Let's do some. I'm going to clean the palette, and I'm going to put some of the shadow in on the trees. Oh, sorry, on the trees, on the snow. Okay, so. Remember, we've got lots of shadow, so I'm going to put that in. But snow is, we have to make it colourful. We think it's white, but it's really reflects the colours about. So let's. So it's coming down that way, I think, and that. me. There's some. Try to show the shape of the land, with the shape of the shadow in the snow, where we've got. Does that look right? Well, that's right. By the time I put some warm in there, some warm grasses or some spiky bracken showing through. Right, I'm going to. Well, let's get that. Then I can put some little bits of texture in there to show footprints and stuff. Right, I'll just try that off, so mute, go. Okay, now I'll carry on using this brush, because it's quite a nice brush to use. It seems to be behaving itself. We want some plenty of warm in here. In these, well, I'll put some green in there, I think. Just showing some grasses showing through. Right, just using that lovely little tip. You can overdo this, and I'm in danger doing that. Get some. I was going to put some evergreens in here, wasn't I? You do get a lot of evergreen. It's not so. Not all the trees are denuded of their leaves. So we'll put some over it. Right, figure. I'll risk now a cold day, so hoods up. And a rack time. So, go in the legs. And maybe another one. Right, let's put the shadow. A bit of dry brush here and there, just add some texture to it. What does that look like? The other men in scale, let's just bring them down a little bit. Well, that'll do. I'll shine it with the. That brush is quite good. Last week, well, when I first started to use it, it would split, but it's held together very well. It was £12.40. It's a number 6 Pro Art Renaissance mop. Goat hair. It's very, very good. And I've done those tiny figures with a big brush. I'm always a great believer in using the biggest brush you can get away with. I've got to do some rigger work on that, so just a little bit when I find my rigger. Right, there it is. Just a little bit, just to stiffen up these canopies. Bit of grey. That'll do. It needs stiffening up, a bit thickening up a little bit, I think. Just take a few out to the extremes of the canopy. I mean, you can spend hours doing this, but right, okay. I think that'll do. Just a demo after all. Right, let's just we'll put it in a mount and have a look. We don't need to look at the photograph because it doesn't bear any resemblance to it now. That goes on there. So another Christmas card. I think the always big problem with snow scenes is avoiding chocolate box and too bright. I think our landscape is bright enough without going mad with brilliant colour. I think that's okay. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you maybe later today, maybe not. Bye bye.